Hello to my awesome fans, new viewers and everybody here on YouTube. I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly awesome content to bring you absolute value. Now in this week's live stream we're going to be looking at the best ways how to use shorts, the best ways to use your videos, why you might want to do live streaming if you don't already, and possibly even the best way to set up your YouTube channel. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around because we've got lots of value. It's also a hang around for this live stream, as this will be probably my last Friday live stream. So if you want to ask your YouTube questions, put them in the live chat tonight or put them in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So that and so much more. Also, I've got some produced questions that have been sent to me by Instagram and Twitter this week that I will answer later in this stream. So if that was one of you, stick around to find out the answer. So, for those of you that don't know already, I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly content on lighting, editing, the best cameras for YouTube, YouTube tips, content creation in general and so much more. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe now, hit the like button, ring the bell to get all the latest videos and let's have fun. Who's the first one? Truth Seeker, welcome to this week's live stream. If you're getting value, smash the like button and let's swig some water. Right, let's crack on with the agenda. So the first thing on the agenda is, what are we learning at the moment? Your skin highlights is overexposed. Hello. I know, it's the webcam. It doesn't like my skin. So what are we learning so much at the moment? So something you may know, if you get 500 subscribers or more, you can now do posts on your channel so you can connect with your community, which is a fantastic thing given to us by YouTube. Also, they are lowering the threshold from 4,000, well, actually, they've already done it about a week or so ago, but they're lowering the threshold from 4,000 hours to 2,000 hours of watch time per month, making it easier for more creators to monetize, so you get that nice ad revenue if you want it, so you can get a little bit of money to help towards your gear, your cameras, etc. And that's just a really cool little feature that YouTube, because it shows not only they clearly want more people, you know, to produce more content, make it easier to monetize, but also that target is closer for all of us in grasp. So once we get it, it just goes, whoa, I can monetize, which means they make more money. We're happier because we're getting more money. And it's just a great bonus all round. So thumbs up to YouTube if you're listening. If you have any random YouTube questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I will do my best to answer them for you. So if you're thinking of, what content to make, now the newest type of content that some of you may know is shorts. Now shorts is basically, you could say, a bit like a TikTok or an Insta reel. And it's something that YouTube, it's probably about 6 months to a year ago now, but YouTube decided that, I suppose they saw how popular TikTok was, or is even, and they were like, right, we need to do something about this. So they introduced, it's still the beta version technically, but the YouTube short shelf. So basically you have a much smaller audience, still millions of people watching it, but because there's less people watching it than, say, the normal videos, if you will, the general content, that makes it much easier to be spotted by viewers, people that are interested in your content and all that sort of jazz. People are thinking, why would I want to do a short? Now, for me, I tend to do it if I just want to share a new video. I might want to highlight maybe a YouTube tip, that sort of thing, or a content creation tip, a microphone I'm using, a camera I'm using. You might want to advertise a video you're about to make, or you might just want a very easy way to sort of get a bit of momentum on your channel. Now, a lot of pros out there, including people like Nick Newman and people like that, they all say, you want to concentrate on main content, which I highly agree with. But, I think shorts is a good way to, get some more views, maybe, bring in some more potential subscribers and stuff like that. But the really cool thing about YouTube compared to other platforms is it's all about the viewer's experience. So it's not just, who gets the most views, etc., etc. It looks at how long people watching that video, if they're liked, if they commented it, are they getting value from it, are they clicking end cards and stuff like that. They're looking at a whole range of things to see how happy the viewer is and to constantly improve the experience for the viewer, making YouTube a better and better place. So that basically means, you can't really do clickbait anymore. It's much harder to just make videos for the sake of it, that sort of thing. So we all have to be much more cleverer. And this is something I find personally I'm learning all the time, which is something that's really interesting. Now, I find with shorts something that, please put in the live chat or the comments below what you think to what I'm about to say. But something I find, I don't know, I used to find annoying, but now I just laugh about it. I can spend 2 or 3 hours sometimes a day making a video, and being brutally honest, you might get anywhere between 20 to a few hundred views depending on the video, depending on how you've titled it and the thumbnail, how I've packaged it and all that sort of jazz. And then what's hilarious is you can make a short. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I've just thought, you know what, I'm just going to mention my Canon M100 because it's a really good camera. I'm going to bring value to my audience. And I'll literally just, wherever I am, if I'm here in the studio, out and about, I'll go, look, here's a new Canon M100 or the M50, which is behind me. And boom, just like that. Okay, it's targeting an audience of that specific people that like that sort of thing. But also, it just makes me chuckle that you can get hundreds, if not thousands of views on something that's literally taking you 30 seconds compared to all the time you've spent. So I can see why more and more people want to do shorts, because on a short term at least, it just feels like you get much more back for much less effort. And I guess human nature, well, all of us, aren't we, we're always looking for the easy way out, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it just makes you feel good about yourself and your content, doesn't it? You post your short and you've literally just made, and boom, you've got hundreds of views sometimes within minutes or a few hours, and it's just like, wow. And then you can edit a video, and for some of you it may be the opposite. You may find that your content gets more views. I'm not going to mention my names, but one of the creators I follow, you may know who I'm talking about when I describe him a little bit. He's basically like a finance channel, really good channel, and I think I started watching him when he had probably 10 subscribers, something like that. I think he's got like a good few thousand now, and he's only been around a few months. But because his content is so engaging, it's very interesting, it's all about like finance and pensions and all that sort of thing. One of the things I find quite interesting, and he clearly really knows his stuff as well. So I suppose people, you're looking for that specific thing, it's answering a specific question, something we've talked about a lot on my live stream, so I won't go into that now, but that's something to really think about. So perhaps when you're making a short, you might want to, really get to the point and target your audience. Something I know myself I should do better, and this is something I'm working on in the background. But that's something you might want to think about, something very specific. Maybe answer certain questions. I found actually on one of my mates' channels, who used to, I'll be brutally honest, used to make videos about all sorts of things, mainly to do with gaming. But he did very specific things. I'll be honest, probably wasn't even intentional, but it was like things like how to beat a certain bad guy on a certain game and stuff like that. Because it was so specific, he got hundreds and hundreds of views, because it was answering a very specific question, something I probably don't do as well as I could, even though I know this, which is probably a bit frustrating for those of you that watch me on a weekly basis. Probably because I just, I like to take feedback. I love your feedback, but I also know that the YouTube Studio is the Bible, if you will, when it comes to what's actually working on your channel. And that just tells me that on the whole, that the bulk of you guys prefer my camera video. So that's hence why I've made quite a few videos, and it does tend to be the case that I get more views, I'll get more comments, more likes, more engagement by making camera videos. But don't worry, after Christmas I do plan to make some of the things. And just briefly, smash the like button if you're getting value, and feel free to ask your YouTube questions. And what's really cool is this Sunday I'm going to film, I don't know if those of you that saw my Halloween shorts Well, it was like a short film, really. It was more like a play stroke film or that sort of thing. Anyway, an on-screen play, we'll call it. It was just like a Halloween story. And I'll be brutally honest, I literally made it up on the spot because it's something I suppose I'm okay at, type of thing. I won't be modest, I'm good at it. And I'm all about using your talents if you got them. And going back to sort of my roots on the stage and stuff. So I plan to make a Christmas screenplay, if you will, or short film. It's basically going to be me just telling the Christmas story in the spirit of Christmas, and then I'll edit it and package it and all the rest of it, all the YouTube stuff that we have to do as creators, don't we? And that will come out early December, so look out for that. And I'm quite excited by that because it's going to be a cool little story. I'll wear a Santa hat and all that jazz, so look out for that. Anyway, so how do you use your shorts? Do you just make them on the spot? Do you just make them up? I've noticed quite a few of those of you that I watch regularly, you've been editing your shorts, which is really nifty. So again, I should probably do more of. But because I do it on my phone, I'm not really a fan of editing on my phone, if I'm honest. That's just me. If you prefer editing, and put in the comments below. Hey, welcome Brad, welcome to the green room. What I do like, actually, I should edit more on my phone. I don't know why. I suppose I've been editing for so long on my computer on different softwares. I just prefer keyboard and mouse. I just feel I can edit better. Now, for those of you that are sort of newer to sort of editing and filming, you probably find it much easier to edit and film and whatnot on your phone. And there are some massive YouTubers, far bigger than me, that have literally millions of subscribers, and they've literally just used their phone. They're filmed, edited, everything else, done it all on their phone, and it just proves that you don't have to have all the gear and all the rest of it. So that's something to bear in mind for those of you that perhaps only use your phone or cheap camera or whatever, that you don't have to have, the top of the range camera. So that's something to bear in mind. Anyway, the next thing I want to get into, because I've waffled about that a little bit, smash like if you're getting value, and subscribe if you're getting lots of value from the content. Why would you want to live stream? Now, there's lots of reasons. If you're selling stuff, you might want to interact with your audience, that sort of jazz. I personally love live streaming. As a lot of you may know, for those of you who watch weekly, I do this pretty much every week, unless something's happened or whatever. And I find it's just a really good way to connect with you guys, audience. I've got new subscribers from it. I've gained new YouTube friends, which is really cool. It's a great way to answer questions or talk about something in more detail for those of you that just want more, because there's a market for all this, isn't there? Like a shorts, let's face it, more and more people want short, snappy content, and that's what shorts are for, and that's what I try to do with them. I've found Insta Reels are fantastic. Little power tip there. If you're not already using Insta Reels, use them, because I've noticed you can get hundreds, if not thousands, of plays or views, whatever you want to call it, from basically doing an Insta Reel, if it's selling something you're selling or just talking about whatever your content's about. And it's just a great way to engage with another part of your audience or even your core fan base. But yeah, I love live streaming because, I do it through my computer and all the rest of it. You can do it for your phone. There's different softwares and apps that do that. But I find I just like it. I like doing. I like engaging with you guys. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Smash like if you're getting value in the moment. But yeah, if you don't just join us, we are talking about YouTube in general. It's like just a general YouTube hangout. Feel free to ask your YouTube questions, and I'm just talking and answering questions as I go along. But yeah, I love live streaming because, like I've just done now, I can engage with you guys. I can answer your questions. I do it all in my studio just because I find that easier, but that's just me. Something I have actually debated. I don't know if you have different ideas about live streaming, but I've debated about doing it outside. Maybe. I mean, there might be wind and stuff like that, but I've got a few ideas. Maybe one day in the summer I might get a location outside somehow and stream outside just because something different. I just thought that'd be really cool. Just a little thing there. Also, I wanted to advertise for those of you now. There's a few more in the green room, as I like to call it. Next week I'm going to do Film Fest 11. So that's basically when I sum up what I've been doing all year. I actually pushed the channel. I'm going to do a live stream on Tuesday where I'm going to be looking at all the stuff that's gone, looking at you guys, answering your questions, looking into the future, giving a few hints on what I plan to do with the channel in the next few months, etc. And I also plan to do shorts from like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just to sort of give you guys as much value as I can within a week, just to really sort of push the game, get some more subscribers and all that jazz. Because something that some of you may know about is there's like power months and power weeks when people make videos, I don't know, every day for 100 days and stuff like that, or every day for a month and stuff like that. I'll be honest, I just can't do that as much as I'd like to. Some of you may have heard of YouTube burnout, which is really real. I've suffered it myself in the past, and that's not something that I want to do on purpose. So I try not to overdo it. As much as I love making these live streams and my weekly videos and my shorts, sometimes I'll go through a phase. I'm sure you guys do well. Put them in the comments, the live chat or the comments below, if you ever had YouTube burnout and how did you deal with it. I'd be interested to see your comments in the comments below. But yeah, it's a real issue. And again, that's something you can talk about on live streams. You know, if there's something to do with mental health or a topic you're passionate about or an interest, or you just want to get out there. And obviously the most famous one that comes off the top of my head is like gaming, streaming, stuff like that. But I'm going to set a challenge for you gamers. I'm going to say, could you do something different? How could you make your channel different with a stream that isn't just a game walkthrough? That's an interesting point. One of my favourite ones that I follow on a weekly basis is Binge Worthy Gaming. That I'll watch when I can. And he's wicked. He does some really cool stuff. And I'll be honest, and I've said this for a long time, and his channel has grown nicely. People watch him for his personality. And this is something else I've learned, that people follow you for you. You know, no matter what you make. You know, people tend to follow you for your personality or what you're passionate about, and they have that connection with you. And if you're someone that's likable or whatever, they tend to go for that. And you know, and you grow the community around your channel. So that's something to bear in mind. I'm sort of waffling a little bit now, but you sort of get the idea. So all these things you can think about within live streaming, which is just something so important. And then going on to videos then, I mean, that's the main content. You know, as I was saying earlier, pros like Nick Newman and people like that will say always concentrate on your main content. And I would definitely agree with that. I mean, I make weekly content that I post on Tuesdays, for those of you that don't know, on cameras, lighting, editing. Recently I've done mainly cameras, but I'm sort of going through phases to try and, you know, build up the channel and subscribers and stuff. That's something I want to re-look at as I go along, especially over Film Fest, etc. And, you know, basically that is your main content, and most of you probably already know that. So whatever your channel's about, you know, that's your main core content. See that as like, you know, if you're a streaming service, let's just say that, and you know, you've got a main series or main film that you make, that is your main thing that I personally feel you should concentrate. That is like your flagship, if you will. So that's your main show, that's your weekly show, that's your main content, whatever topics that you're talking about, whatever genre that your channel is based around. And that's something just to bear in mind. So just before we go on to the channel setup and the best way you might want to set up your channel, if you're getting value, smash the like button, consider subscribing. Feel free to check out our merch. Absolute value. If you also want to see what type of gear I recommend, sense of cameras and stuff like that, I've got some awesome affiliate links in the link below, so go and check it out if you wish. And let's answer some questions. So feel free to put the questions in the live chat or in the comments below. I'll answer them at a later date. But I do have some questions that I've already picked up from Twitter and Instagram. And the first one is, let's do some value. You're going to get value from this video. All right. So the first question. See here my little notes. What best to get views? That's how it's written. So I'm guessing, what's the best way to get views on shorts, videos, live streams, etc.? Best way to get views, make good content. And this is something I'm learning all the time, and I'm going to say triggering the audience around your niche. So let's use gaming as an example. If you know that a certain game is popular, then it's probably a good idea to target that, and maybe experiment with maybe less popular games to maybe perhaps find your niche and that sort of thing. That's something I've noticed some gaming channels do. That's just an example, and that same strategy, that YouTube growth tip, can be used with cooking, with editing tips, with videos like mine to do with content creation. So that's something to bear in mind. So the best way to get views is make good content, but target your audience and try to think. This is something I do anyway. Please put in the live chat in the comments below if you do this. I try to, best I can, I try to think the type of content that you guys like from what my YouTube studio tells me and from the feedback that I get from you guys. So keep giving us that feedback. I tried to make more content of stuff that I know you guys like or enjoy and that I engage with more. I try to make more of that, and that's basically what I try to do, and I have found that you get more subscribers, views and likes by doing that. But also think on the flip side of that, I think as a creator, as a YouTuber, filmmaker, whatever, I think it's good to experiment with different things occasionally. And I try to go with a rule of 2 videos for you guys, 1 video for me. 2 videos for you guys, 1 video for me. So what I basically mean by that is, though I don't always keep to it because I sometimes go off on like a spiral of, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying this sort of content. But I try to rein in a bit. So basically, say, I know that cameras tend to do better on my channel than most of my videos, and so I'll make a couple videos about that, and then I'll go, right, I want to talk about something else now. I want to talk about a microphone or maybe a YouTube tip. So not next Tuesday, but Tuesday after, I've got 5 YouTube tips that are a little bit different to this type of things that you see elsewhere. So hopefully that will be, oh, I've not heard of that before, entice some interest. So that's something that's a bit different. That might be just core audience, and it probably won't get and I know it probably won't get as much views and engagement as other things, but something that I just wanted to talk about. And for those of you that watch my weekly videos, it mixes it up a bit, and that's something else to think about. I do a lot of my videos in the studio. Some of you may know, and I know I've had quite a bit of feedback recently of mix it up a bit, Dave. That's great. I love the feedback. And for those of you that probably do know, I did do that series a little while ago, the 4-episode series, where I did go to different locations for that very reason, to mix it up for you guys. So think about that. I hope that answers the question. Again, I've gone on a bit of a tangent, but that's me all over. Smash like if you're getting value. Right, next question. How to get more subscribers? I think that pretty much sums up the same as the previous question. I would say give people value, solve problems, and if you do that, you're probably fairly likely to get subscribers. And I find it goes in spurts. It's usually, again, because I've made the content that YouTube Studio tells me is working. When I make more of that content, I tend to get more that way. I also find shorts is a very good way to get subscribers, because I tend to find if you get at least 100 views on a video, you're quite likely to get a few subscribers from that. And shorts, obviously, as we were saying earlier, narrows down the audience, so you get more views, less competition, and that's a good way to gain some new fans to your community, if you will. A good way to grow your community. And that's something I want all of us to think about, myself included, is think about, not just getting more subscribers and get more views, but try to think about, how can I keep you guys, your core community, even if you've got one person that comes in every week, how can you keep them engaged with new, interesting content? And I'll be brutally honest, for those of you that do this like me on a weekly basis, it's hard. It is not easy. For anyone that thinks that content creation is easy, it's not, because you're constantly thinking, it's all the stuff you don't see, isn't it? It's all the editing, the filming, and thinking, what am I going to talk about this week? And have I talked about this too much? Are my core people go, yes, Dave, you've talked about this 100 times, but as Think Media said the other week, you got to remember, there's always new people that have not seen you talk about that specific thing, so occasionally bring it up again, because on every video you'll get somebody new that's never seen your content. So that's a view straight away, but that's a potential subscriber, and more importantly, that's a potential added person to your core community. And that's something that we don't hear enough about personally, is we want to not only get subscribers, but we want to grow that community, those group of people that just care about your content. And that's something to bear in mind. Third question. Woo, that was brief. Let's have a drink of water. Smash like if you're getting value. Absolute value. See what I did there? What should be... Oh, here we go. This will go to later. So what should be at the top of your YouTube channel banner stroke cover? I would say you could put your logo and your name and stuff, but basically make it obvious within half a second what your channel is about on your banner. So about what your channel is about, make it really obvious in a big title, maybe 1 or 2 words that just sum up your channel. If the channel name pretty much does that, perhaps that. That's what I've sort of done, and I've used imagery to sort of hint. There's like a guy with a camera which looks like one of my mates, and that pretty much sums up. Oh, it's obviously something to do with cameras or filming or something like that, which is what the channel's about. So, and I'm always changing and evolving. You don't have to do that. I think once you get a good banner you like, just keep it unless you really want to change it. I personally just like mixing up for 2 reasons. One, I get bored quick, and also sometimes on myself, but also I don't know, for those of you that do look at the channel, I appreciate a lot of you probably just watch the videos and the content, but for those of you or new people that come to the channel, I don't want you to come over to the channel like 6 weeks later. Well, probably longer than that. But say like 6 months later, you not looked at the channel, you'd be like, oh, Dave's still got that banner. He's still got the same. So I also mix up the playlist and stuff like that, just to try and keep it fresh. So you go, oh, I forgot about that video, or and by mixing up the playlist, sometimes you think, I've not seen that video. Oh, I'll give it a watch. I like his content. I'll give that a watch. And then you've got a view, and you've engaged your community and all that sort of jazz. So it's all stuff that's important. Wow. Okay, so the fourth question is, what's best type of videos to connect with your viewers? Okay, this all feels like the same question. Well, 3 of these questions done in 3 different ways for the same thing. But I'm going to say, use your YouTube. Take massive note of the feedback that you get from your viewers. But definitely, take that constructive criticism. Obviously, if you get boosters stuff, just block it. It's pointless. But if you get constructive criticism, can't say that tonight for some reason, because people just care about your content. If take it on board, or if they drop you an idea, think, you know what? And I've done that loads of times. I've gone to make something. Someone's dropped an idea in the comments. I've gone, actually, I could probably make a video about that. Fair enough. And that's what I've done. So let the community guide the channel, guide the ship. But ultimately, I would definitely look in depth on your YouTube studio and see what works. You're going to get value from this video. All right, so we're going to fly over to we're going to fly over now. We're now going to look at absolute value. We're going to look at the best way to set up your channel. You can see some of the random videos we've been watching recently. So this is basically how I personally feel you should set up your channel to make it look the most professional you can. And I'll be brutally honest, you do tend to see a lot of channels that are lazy. They just have the uploads, and you don't want to be one of them. You want to be one of the cool dudes that give value and just make your channel awesome, especially if you've got more than 20 videos. There's no reason why you can't have an awesome playlist. Okay, so speed round. This is how you set up your channel. Get or design or use a site like Canva or whatever app you rather use. I'm a strong believer in using what's best for you, and make and design a banner that's, like I said earlier, that just sums up your channel and just goes bam, yep, that is what my channel is about. This is what you're going to get if you subscribe, blah blah blah. And as you can see, TVR creators, and you can see it big here, but obviously on your phone. And actually a little power tip, sorry, just whack the microphone. A little power tip would be look at your channel on your phone or tablet, because obviously that's where more and more people will be seeing your channel and your content, and customize your channel to how it looks on the phone. So no matter how you do it, all that sort of thing, if you customize like that, the best practice to make it look as good as possible on your phone, then you're halfway there. So a cool little channel, which I know a lot of you probably already have. Little thing that doesn't get talked about a lot, but I would make your something, a little power tip again, for literally all of us. Your first contact with your new subscribers, your new viewers, and later on core members of your community, the first thing they're going to see for a lot of them, for you personally, is your profile picture. So I would highly recommend a nice personal face selfie of you. I think it's best practice. You can do a logo. There's nothing wrong with that. I've had logos in the past. You can do that as well. And if there's a team of you or a few of you, that might be better perhaps. But regardless, just make it again very obvious what your channel's about. So as you can see in mine, I've subtly got a little camera in there, so straight away, even if it's subconscious, people will obviously think, oh, that's obviously something to do with cameras or YouTube or something like that. He's obviously that sort of creator, so straight away they know what your channel's about. If I was a gaming channel, I'd probably have a little controller in my hand, that sort of thing. So that's something I would definitely have. If you haven't already, you can use your name if you're doing a personal brand. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to have, make a bit of a brand, which I've been doing over the last year or two, I would definitely recommend something that's easy to remember, as short as possible, comes, flies off the tongue really easily, and something that you can just spout off, TBR creators, something that's just really, really easy, and that sort of jazz. And that's something I would highly recommend. So I would just strongly recommend that. Then at the top, for those you creators, you may already know that you can now do 2 trailers, one for returning subscribers and one for new viewers. Now, for a long time, I used to just do my newest video. I would recommend probably doing your newest video, just because for a lot of us, myself included, your newest video is probably going to be your best video, and that is the thing you want people to see. That is the thing you want people to perhaps see first, and always try to make your newest video your best video. So why not make it first? Now, YouTube recommends you do like a channel trailer. You can do that as well. And if you did do that, I'd probably recommend that for new viewers, and then maybe have so this is sort of what I do, sorry. So for my new viewers, I have one of my better videos. It's actually a shorts video, just sort of welcoming people to the TVR universe and briefly saying what I do at the channel. And then for returning subscribers, they get the newest content, because ultimately they're part of your community now. They care about your newest stuff, and hopefully your newest stuff keeps them engaged. So that would be my next recommendation. And then I personally, you could put uploads at the top. That's lazy, if I'm honest. But I would make a playlist and have your latest videos in. Call it whatever you want. I just call it my most recent value. I keep debating, I might just change that to the most recent videos or recent content. And then put a little description, because that actually helps YouTube identify the type of people that might like that video. So that's another, and perhaps talk about another video, but that's another source of views, gaining subscribers, gaining community core people, and it just looks more professional, looks better, so. And again, when people come on your channel, most people are probably only going to look at the first couple playlists. That's what my YouTube studio tells me, so I tend to make that stuff I know that people are going to be more interested to see, so my most recent stuff. And then secondly, I have a playlist about cameras, the Canon 50 and other cameras that I talk about. They tend to be more engaging videos, and as you can see, they some of them have more views than others, and they tend to be the videos that get the most engagement. So that's what I put at the top of the minute. I'm debating about reintroducing my most engaged videos of all time, perhaps putting that out there as my best content that I know gets more subscribers. That's something you can experiment with. And then from that, depending on how many videos you got, I would just make different series on different things. So if you're a gaming channel, you might talk about a certain game for 10 videos, for example. That's a playlist with a title and description. Put all your videos in that. that, you'll have another playlist about something else, and so on. You've got up to 10 tabs. Use as many of them as possible, because when people come on your channel and they think, fair play, this content creator has quite a lot of videos, so it's really cool to see. Hey, welcome, Lady Kurtz and DJ Jubs. I've only just seen you in the chat. Welcome to the green room. Feel free to ask your YouTube questions in the live chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. And as you see, that was the new series I put out there. It's like Journey to 1,000 subscribers, that sort of jazz. And this is, going on the engagement and the feedback that I've had over last year. So I made a point of trying to make videos that were in different locations just to mix up a bit. And sadly, they actually tanked in a sense of views and stuff, but you guys really enjoyed them. I got some nice engagement and stuff like that, and I think it just mixed it up a bit. But sadly, it just didn't get the views that I was hoping for. So that's why I've been making camera videos. And as you can see, so that's basically how I would sum up that. And at the bottom, I've just got, some of you guys may recognize yourselves there. Channels I'm supporting. There's probably too many to put in this now, but most of you are probably in there somewhere, and I enjoy all your content. I generally, from the bottom of my heart, I love watching stuff. I might not always watch it all the time, because obviously in a nice possible way, there's only so much time in the week, and we all have lots of things going on in our lives, and only so many hours in a day. But I do try to make a point, like one evening a week, I'll try and watch all your newest video or whatever grabs my attention, and I just think all you guys are doing awesome. So keep doing what you're doing. If it's live sets, live streams, content, shorts, whatever it is that you're doing, who you guys are, because I comment on your videos as often as possible. So keep doing what you do. Boom. So let's just have a look at the comments. Hello. Boom, boom, boom. You rock. I can see me. Hey. Damn right. Oh yeah. Yep. So feel free to put your YouTube questions in the live chat, and if you watch this on the replay, feel free to put your YouTube questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them over the weekend or whenever they pop up on my YouTube Studio app, as my computer now wants to do updates. Wicked. Great timing there, Del. So anyway, so that is basically the bulk of the channel. I'm going to stay around for a second, so do not go anywhere, don't fly away quick. But I just want to say, for those of you that are still around, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value from today's video. If you got any questions, throw them in the chat. I will do my best. I just want to do a brief shout out actually to everyone that, if you're still here, Truth Seeker, Brad, thank you again. I'll just call you IG. Is it Ludi? Sorry, I'll call you IG if that's easy. I'm doing great. Lady Kurt, Sam, welcome back. And DJ Jubs, go and check out those two DJs that are on Live Mix, Live Studio app. Live. Go and check them out. DJ Dubs is on Saturdays and Sundays from 12 till 2, I believe. I always tend to dub in and out or listen to him because he's just awesome. And Lady Kutz is always on Tuesdays 8 till 10, and she does like house and garage music. It's really cool, so go and check them out. Feel free to find their links, they're somewhere, they're everywhere. But go and check them out. And yeah, and for the silent listeners, I know Leslyn is probably watching. If you're watching now, thank you again as always. For those of you who don't know, this will be my last live stream of this year, but I will be doing, don't worry, I will be live next week, next Tuesday at Film Fest, going into much more big value. Check you out. Knocking out the times. I know, yeah. Should be your producers. Yeah, so next week, Film Fest, a big occasion for TVR creators. So I'm going to be doing shorts literally all week. I'll be doing Insta Reels, more posts, just trying to boost the channel a bit more. I'm going to be doing a live stream on Tuesday next week, which will be my main video next week, where I'll be talking about how far we've came, What? Be talking about how far the channels came this year, what I'm planning to do in the future, where you can ask your YouTube questions, how I think you guys are doing, all this sort of jazz. It's going to be like a cool hangout. There's going to be some like questions directed at me, etc. It's going to be a cool thing. And if you're interested, if you want to know what sort of goes on at Film Fest, there is a playlist of previous Film Fests. You probably saw it when I was looking at my channel. It's about halfway down at the minute. And that's just where it's basically like a panel where I answer questions, stuff like that. But this year, I want to spice it up and make it even better for you guys. So, who said you could have time off? Well, you know, we could have time off occasionally. We don't want YouTube burnout. And also, actually on that, after Film Fest, I do have one more video planned for the end of November. I do have a Christmas play stroke film I'm going to make this weekend that will come out early December, and then I probably will do I know, yeah. I will do shorts leading up to Christmas, so don't worry, I won't disappear. And obviously I'll be watching all your content, all that jazz. I'm just going to quieten down a little bit just to give myself time, a little bit of a breather, and then after my birthday in January I will be rocking in with giving you even more value and going in absolute maximum warp to give you even more value. So on that jazz, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you got value. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, share this video with family and friends. Ask your YouTube questions in the comments below, and ultimately have fun whatever you're doing. If it's a DJ set, if it's a live stream, if you're posting shorts, if you're editing videos, whatever it is you do, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Whatever it is that you do, enjoy what you do. Have a great weekend. And for any of you out there that are wrestling fans, bring on Survivor Series, because finally Random Dave has come back home. Bump, 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 bump. See you, and I'll see you in the comments. Yeah. Oh yeah. And you guys rock. You guys rock! You guys rock!